We should all know by now that the cabal controlled uniparty, the two-party system that we've had here in America for decades, is off the charts dysfunctional, does not work for the interest of the people. It's obvious that it's about war profiteering and the special interests that have hijacked our country. Basically, two sides of the same coin. The Republican Party and the Democratic Party are nowhere near what they once were. They've been hijacked. And for anyone that thinks that the two-party system works, well, let's take a look at the national debt clock. Over $43 trillion, and just the interest on the past debt is now over $1 trillion. And much of that is from unaccountable trillions in defense spending. Okay, so that obviously, no matter what promises any politician makes, with the exception of a handful, Thomas Massey, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Rand Paul, the rest of them are just actors. Okay, they're professional liars. They will tell you what you want to hear, but you better pay attention to their actions. And when you want to find the truth, all you got to do is follow the money, right? So here's a fact that the controlled media doesn't want you to know. The controlled media ignored Dennis who ran in '92. Excuse me, Ross Perot. Ignored Ralph Nader. Ignored Ron Paul. And basically, they are owned and controlled by the cabal, the same cabal. So they're not going to tell you, like I did on my Twitter page, Innovators Radio. This was in 2020. Back then, the yellow 40% were independents. Okay, the silent majority. You didn't hear that in the controlled media. Then there was a Gallup poll in 2023 here that said 49% of Americans are actually independents. So if we were actually given a third-party choice, that would be a problem for the establishment. That's why the media does not want you to know that the silent majority is in fact independents. Now, here in 2025, after we've seen betrayal, continuous lies, continuous bogus wars, I would bet that independents are now 2/3. Okay, so, but I'm pretty sure the creator wants all of us to respect truth and not support bogus wars and killing millions of people, innocent people, decade after decade. Okay, we're all going to be judged, very likely. I'm not religious, but greater odds than not, we're going to all be judged in the end. And I certainly wouldn't want to support the uniparty, the evil uniparty that kills people. Okay, so now you have a choice. With Unity perks, we're going to reward you in this life. Okay, so the goal is long-term thinking and to save your soul. And but before we get judged, we're going to reward you for not selling your soul, for uniting with other good people, so we all help each other get ahead. Okay, because obviously our government isn't going to solve problems. But problems will. The only people that are going to solve problems are independent thinkers, which they don't like, and innovators. Okay, Innovators Academy. I'm the co-founder of Innovators Academy. Here on my Innovators Radio Twitter page that goes way back, you can see in 2021, I was saying, hey, unity perks. Unity starts with you. Stop Asian hate. Okay, stop pretending that the pandemic was about dividing us against Asians. So I obviously spoke out on behalf of that group because I want all good people to thrive and not be statistics of the system. So here I mentioned in June 2020, destruction of the middle class. What's going on here? Why are you destroying the middle class, shutting down interfering with the free markets, shutting down small businesses, letting Amazon and big businesses stay open. How is that free markets? How is that fair? Obviously, it isn't fair. So, this post here, yeah, it takes an innovator and an outsider to solve insider problems. And yes, it's often frustration with the status quo that is the mother of innovation. So I'm telling it like it is on my Twitter page. A lot of interesting posts, and it goes on and on for years. Innovators Academy is the fact is that the status quo needs to be disrupted and is ripe for disruption in so many ways. But the most respected word in business worldwide is innovator. It's not politician, it's not professor, it's not attorney, it's innovator. And so I had Craig from Craigslist on Innovators Radio call into my show, the chairman of LegalZoom, the chairman, CEO of Match.com, Guy Kawasaki. Many of these CEOs said that they would interview Innovators Academy attendees because they know that the most prestigious word in business, and they want to be acknowledged as being an innovator, that innovators are and independent thinkers are the only people that are going to solve any of the big problems. Healthcare, look at healthcare. So let's talk about the happiest countries really quick. Okay, so here's, if you Google happiest countries, what are you going to see? You're going to see Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Netherlands, Israel. What do they all have in common? They don't spend $1 trillion on a Department of War, killing innocent people for decades, and they all have health care. Why? Well, because they get something from their tax dollars. What do we get for our tax dollars? To feel protected? No. One could argue that we create the skirmishes to justify the Department of War, which is what it's called now. So trillions of dollars they don't spend on Department of War, and they redirect some of the tax dollars to solve healthcare. What do we get? We get bent over. I lived in Vietnam for a couple years. I was hospitalized for a month. I had 2 MRIs, a 6-hour surgery, 30 days in the hospital, 3 times a day had antibiotics injected into me. The total bill for that was $5,000. That would have been at least $500,000. Some people say $1.5 million here in America. Over 100 times the amount. So obviously that is not going to get solved. It never will. Just like college, it's unjustified. We need to put medical 6-figure bills under the microscope. This is something I said on my Facebook page and my Twitter page. Can't go into it here for many, many years. So back to Innovators Academy really quick, and some of the, I'm going to go into that really quick. Innovators Academy is all about coming soon, no bureaucracy, endless possibilities. Here's the mission. Bottom line is the greatest rewards will be for those who are involved the earliest. So that's similar with Unity Perks. Those that are involved the earliest are going to get the biggest rewards and the biggest benefits. Okay, so Jeff Bezos, I mentioned this on my Twitter page, I'd have to find it, gave $200 million 2 years ago to 2 unifiers in a divisive world. That's his quote. Now, I'm not saying I like Jeff Bezos, but he is respected in business by business leaders. So if he's giving $200 million to 2 people, because relatively speaking, they're more unifiers in a divisive world, well, when we start calling other big companies, we're going to be asking them, what are they going to donate? What kind of perks are they going to provide our members? Okay, it's going to be huge. It's going to be endless possibilities. Now, in the meantime, keep in mind that our families are divided more than ever. So the cabal-controlled uniparty, they deceive us in countless ways. They divide us, as we have seen recently, and they steal our tax dollars. So families are divided. And if you think about before we're judged at the end, But near our deathbed, near the end of our life, we're going to look back and there's going to be four things that we're going to think about. We're going to think, did we patch up our family relationships? And right now, one of the perks is a very wise, I have some wise friends that have agreed to give free phone consultations. So if you want to fast and you need some motivation, but more importantly, if you want a very informed independent to help patch up family relationships, they're going to do that. That's one of the perks. One of the other perks is from a profitable trader. My brother is one of them. Okay. So one week we tracked, he opened up a $25,000 Ameritrade account, okay, to show what he can do in a separate new account. And here's the first day. Okay, so he did not hold anything overnight. He started with 25,000, and he scalped and carved out and traded and made over 4,000 that day. I think it was one of the other 5 days made. Let me get back to it. Over 2,000. The next day, over 4,200, and then let's see. So basically, and here's the proof. He made over 2,000 5 days in a row. 2 of those days over 4,000. Okay, so who wouldn't want to learn how to capture and trade, even though 90% will fail because the markets are rigged? So you need to do everything right. Number one, you need an understanding of how they manipulate the markets, the head fakes, the traps. I talk about that on my Twitter page quite a bit. In fact, Match.com, I told people to short it when it was 183 because I knew they were deceiving men. Went all the way down to 30. So the market is near a top right now, and you're going to want to learn not only how to short, but how to short the right stocks. So, and we're talking September now that I'm recording this, September 14th, 2025. Okay, so there's going to be endless perks. It's going to be connecting people instead of dividing them. So there's going to be travel tours, special one-of-a-kind travel tours. I'm going to reach out to Airbnb, see if they will provide any special offers for those that believe in unity, because corporate compassion is going to be a new trend as well. And we're going to find out the corporations that have compassion, that get it, and that can offer a special deal, either donate or offer a special deal. Now, if Airbnb doesn't, then we're just going to take market share. We're going to create our own Airbnb alternative. And there's endless possibilities to disrupt the status quo, take market share from Tinder. By the way, this is another perk. Speaking of Tinder, another perk is a matchmaking venture. Okay, preferred matchmaking. We amplify good qualities and uncover intentions. Plus, independence match. Okay, so one of a kind matchmaking solution with motivated members. So everyone should know by now that single how dysfunctional what swipe right apps have done. Not the only thing, but a big part of the problem, and how you need an actual matchmaker to bring people down to reality, to uncover intentions, make sure that guys aren't playboys or that the girls aren't sharing playboys, and that guys that are funny, successful, those strengths are amplified. Guys that stand for something. By the way, it's a man's duty to stand for truth. And again, I strongly believe the Creator wants all of us to respect truth. And so Unity Perks is going to be endless. You have a choice now. You can accept the uniparty and the debt that they generate by killing people in bogus wars, or you can unite with our club, because it is a big club and we're not in it. But you can be in our club, and you can earn your way into it. The first way to do that is, I think, going to be through crowdfunding. So if you donate the list of your immediate perks, you'll be qualified for travel. Let's see, travel retreats, cruises with like-minded independents. The list is endless there, but it's going to be connecting people, right? Through matchmaking, through travel, and over the phone. So immediately you've got a choice. If you donate to the crowdfunding, you can have one of our wise members over the phone, help patch up family relationships, motivate you to fast, because fasting is like giving the finger to the sickness for profit industry. Or the most valuable perk is talking to a professional and profitable trader. Okay, the tips that are worth tens of thousands. Okay, this is just the start, and then it's going to go from big brands. What are they going to offer? Remember, Jeff Bezos gave 200 million to two unifiers in the divisive world. So that's it for now. I hope that you see through the deception. You want to say no thanks to being divided, and take advantage of these perks and join our club. It's for good people that don't want to sell their soul to get ahead and to make an impact that's going to last, especially with Innovators Academy, even after we're gone. I mean, that's going to put, getting back to that. Number one, patch up at the end. You're going to want to patch up family relationships. Number two, you're going to look back and say, did I have enough travel and exciting experiences? Which the perks are going to help with that. Number three, what is that? Excitement, family relationships, and make an impact, make a difference. And especially make an impact that goes on even after you're gone. That's what Innovators Academy is going to do, disrupt the status quo in the legal industry, the charity scams. I mean, if anything, give to a shelter, help animals. Don't give to the American Cancer Society decade after decade. I talked to somebody that used to work there. Yes, they are a scam, and yes, I have no problem saying it. So the world needs straight shooters. The world needs more independent thinkers. The deceivers don't want independent thinkers. Exactly another reason why you should become one. Become a declared independent thinker that embraces unity perks instead of uniparty, debt, and destruction.